Okay, this is about the use of the runtime user interface, what it's for. It's basically for monitoring while you're in play mode, while the show is actually running. So you can open up the lighting panel, you can follow along with what the lights are doing. You'll notice that the bar sliders change, the color swatches change, basically showing you what color things are turning into, what their intensities are. You have a light switch that'll turn a light off or on, whether it follows the rig or not, which is basically whether it's following that rig proxy target. And it gives you information on the panning and the tilt and what that translates into as the value that the signal is being sent to the DMX controllers. And it also has a method here. Like right now, if you try and pull the sliders, they won't pull because they're reading from the spotlight and outputting it. But if you want to control it from the slider, say like you want the spotlight on number 3, so you turn it all up to white and turn the intensity up. Bam, you got it. And if you want to keep it, you lock it like that, and because the spotlight's set and it's feeding it back to the sliders, you can't move the sliders. The sliders stay in their position because they're getting its value from the spotlight itself and not from you manipulating it. Next up, we have you can open the DMX channels panel, and what that'll do is it'll give you a reference for each one of the IDs for each one of the channels so that the controller can be set up, or conversely you may wish to change them here and there by like doing the plus or minus like that to change the value on them if your controller happens to need a different configuration. So that's basically the lighting panel. The camera controls panel is mostly a utility for looking around. Right now, the camera is in center stage. You can have it target rig 1, rig 2, 3, rig 5, center stage, stage right, stage left, yada, stage left forward, stage right forward, stage left side, mid stage. So you can use them with different combinations and they'll point at different things. And you also have like moving in, moving back, taking the camera side to side, and they'll still watch. You can take it up or down. It'll still target whatever you have targeting, whatever you're targeting. Move the camera position, same thing. Up, down, and that's just how that works. So we'll set it back to stage center and center stage targeting. Set all these values back to approximately 0. Then the rig servo data panel allows you to monitor per rig the rotations. So you get the ID of the server number here, what it's actually controlling, and the value, the rotation value, etc., etc. You have rig 2 that you can look at, puppeteer rig 3, watch the rotations, rig 4, and of course rig 5 is missing its legs. So set it back to rig 1. And then the serial ports panel, I have one serial port available right now, and it's not configured because I don't really have anything to test it on. But you have you can set it so all of them go out on the same channel. If there was multiple ports open, you'd have like COM1, COM2, COM3, and you could select for each one. DMX would generally get its own channel out, and when you're happy with it, if the serial ports aren't already open as per this, you hit the open serial ports wait a few seconds for the ports to be pulled and all their information gathered and opened, and then these should turn green. The save ports configuration will save the serial ports, load them in automatically. And then the rig's control panel. This is the rig's solver tuning, and it may help to turn these up or down. It may not. It just depends, I guess, on the power of the rig that's running this. Really, it would depend on the PC that this is on, whether you need to change these up or not. Play with them a bit. Then you got, say your rigs get out of control, they're too far ahead, or whatever the situation is, you can hit those and it'll cause the rig to return to its home position. So that's the way that works. And that's basically the use of the Runtime User Interface, which is a series of utilities for monitoring and sometimes changing some of the actions and colors of the spotlights. So